Hi, Lee Casano here from paintingbusinessman.com. Can recruiting house painters make you rich? You have to ask yourself, do I want to be a painting businessman that does his own quality work? Or do I want to hire painters who do all the painting for me and makes me a profit? Obviously, the latter sounds best, but is it real for most of us? Being a good painter or craftsman is a good trade and can also make you good money, but a painting salesman could pay better. But the secret here is being able to afford to hire professional painters that can walk away from that won't screw up your customer's home, especially if they have a really nice home. I remember hearing from customers that said so-and-so painting is good, but he is expensive. Maybe they were bragging, but your professional painters need $30 an hour, and to keep you and them in the game, you will need to charge customers way more per hour for your professional services. Again, you have to ask yourself, can I find and afford good painters I can depend on that do good work and turn my jobs on time? Over the years, I have heard many horror stories about bad painters doing bad work for certain customers. So to get professional painters, you need to be able to afford them and keep them busy all year long with continuous work. Can I afford that kind of painting business? Or will I have high turnover because every time I hire someone, they don't work out? Not everyone may have what it takes to attract professional painters and keep them busy all year long. You should also know the painting trade and application secrets inside and out, things that keep customers happy and you in profits. I chose to start my own painting business, get my own jobs, and do my own work because that's all I knew. As the painting business owner / painter, you can still be in control and do really good work, plus have a business partner that's really good and dependable as well. And you still be walking around feeling good because you guys are the bosses. You can't just walk away from a business very long. You have to keep your eye on everything just like you do your money. As a painter who's in the bucket, I get recommended by others all the time. Plus, I know how to be back up and running quickly after jobs end. When it comes to doing your own painting as a business owner or hiring painters to do the work for you, time will tell which works out for you. Both business models can be rewarding and profitable. You have to ask yourself, do I know myself well enough to be able to manage others? And do I have the money to keep the business running well? Or should I start a highly profitable painting business with a partner? If you hire pro painters you have to inspect the work being done in people's homes, and if they are satisfied with the job being done. This is someone's home and you better not screw it up. As a painting expert, you must know things like neat, professional work, respecting people's property, politeness, etc. And you need to pay your painters on time and take insurance out of their pay to keep them fully insured. So-called subcontractor painters have to show up at your shop each day wearing your company shirt and pick up one of your company trucks. So they are really employees, but you call them subs. They pay their own taxes, which makes it easier for you at the end of the year. You'll have to supply gasoline. There's a whole lot of responsibility and out-of-the-pocket expense just to keep everything running and stay in business. I have seen it advertised. We have 100% employees and not subcontractors. So you can see that to run a successful painting company, you need to keep a tight leash on your painters. Some customers hate subcontractors. Subcontractors seem to think that they own their own business and want to do as they please. And you need to have access to money and good cash flow to run a professional painting company compared to painting on your own. I can be up in instant cash flow simply by getting a juicy down payment. By painting for yourself, you can afford to pay you the higher wages. A good painting business uses the best coatings for both high-end commercial and residential painting. The painters need to be polite, neat, professional, dependable, no cussing, etc. They must take pride in their work. They must like painting and creating satisfied customers for you. They are painting naturals born to the trade. Hopefully they exist in your painting business. The advantage of being the painter as well as the owner is that you have direct control over quality. Customers love your work and tell others about you, and you can often charge premium rates for specialized work. If you enjoy painting, there's tremendous satisfaction in seeing the finished result of your work and seeing a big future. The downside is that your income is often tied directly to your time. There are only so many hours in a day that you can physically work. If you get sick, injured, or want to take a vacation, productions may stop. The joy and pride of owning your own business, though, is still second to none or pretty darn good. Ask yourself these questions. Do I enjoy painting more than managing people? Do I want freedom from daily labor? Am I willing to learn sales and marketing? Do I want to build a company that can operate without me all around? Can I afford to supply employee needs and customer needs, wants, and wishes? Your answers will reveal the path that best fits your resources. The key to making an informed decision, once you know whether you want to be a painter or a painting salesman or a combination of both, you can build your business around that vision and create the future you truly want. Years ago, as a newbie hired painter working for a painting contractor, a customer said to me, the painting was better when Chuck, the owner, used to do all the work himself. Of course, she wasn't talking about just me. She was talking about Chuck's painters in general. It was my first day on the job. So while hiring professional painters to do the painting for you, it might be a challenge to find good, dependable painters who want steady work. You want painters you can walk away from and know the job is in good hands. You must realize that they and their families like to eat regularly and pay their bills on time too. So affording and keeping professional painters busy is a big responsibility, especially during the holidays. If you study certain large companies, painting companies, you will find out more about their operations. You can make a more educated decision on things like professional company trucks. People love the status of having fancy painting trucks parked outside their home. Company t-shirts, shirts with your company name and logo. Should I hire employees or subs? Can I afford the best? Will I need to run expensive paid advertising to keep my painters busy? TV, radio, direct mail, internet, etc. Going door to door is really slow and no one is home. As a one-man or two-man operation, can we keep busy all year long without expensive advertising? How much will I spend on getting set up as a painting company for expensive equipment? Things like company trucks, gasoline, ladders, drop cloths, lights, brushes and rollers, paint sprayers, etc. If you study established painting business owners, you may find that they have started with more access to cash and the needed resources to be able to afford the launch a professional painting company. You need to know and weigh the odds of running a professional painting company versus doing your own work. You need knowledge and training. You may not paint, but you shouldn't be a country bumpkin about it, about the right coatings, the necessary equipment, and daily operating procedures either. My manual, How to Paint Like a Pro, has a lot of good information so that you can know the painting trade way better. You have to ask yourself, do I want to be a painting businessman doing my own work, or a painting business owner managing painters, expenses, sales, and operations? As a painting business owner, I have been busy for as long as 2 years at a time before I needed to look for more painting work. One painter I used to call the 30-year guy used to brag that he was booked up for 6 months in advance, but we were booked up and running solid for over 2 years at a time. One last thing, to attract and keep good painters, you need to pay them well, pay them on time, and provide plenty of jobs. You can't expect them to work for peanuts very long. If they are worth their salt, and you and they know how much professional painters make, they won't work for you very long if there's no money in it, just so you can stay in profit. Of course, you could hire cheap labor, but common sense says you would probably be screwing up people's homes and businesses, and you would constantly have to babysit your painters. You want to attract customers, not have them avoid you like the plague. Not only should painters be worth professional wages, they need to have plenty of painting tools, and it has to be more than just brushes and rollers. They need ladders, drops, and lights. I have a tool bucket I carry around that has many basic tools that I might need during the job. Every tool that a painter might need is in my truck. Can house painters really make you rich? Look at it this way. If you can provide a professional house painter with full-time wages, plus make yourself a profit, that could mean extra money per week per painter. You will definitely need to hustle though if you want to keep your painters busy. Experienced professional painters tend to advise using recruiters only as a temporary safety net rather than a permanent career path. To start your own highly successful painting company, see paintingbusinessman.com.